Hello and welcome to this video. Now this is a follow-up from my previous video about Path of Exile campaign being a big issue. Now, we'll get into what's behind me in a second, but pretty much the campaign, this is how to fix it in a month. The campaign they should get a base character, no nothing, and just use a system where they've got only the A route. So say the start is here, finish is here. The rest of the map is gone and it's just the direct route for each area for the entire campaign. And they should wear purely armor boots, no movement speed, no boosted gear, no boost character. See how long it takes them to go the optimal route through the entire campaign, area to area, and then put on, say, 10% movement speed for Act 1, then like the bare minimum movement speed you can get throughout the acts. That's one way they can see how long it actually takes throughout, and then they can work on it from there as well. And then on top of it, the actual layout so the campaign is more enjoyable for the player. So this is just a general gist. It can be wider, longer tiles. Each of these tiles, imagine they're perfectly even, is about 1.5, 2 screens wide. So across here we'll say 6 screens. If you went from here to here, it would take you about 6 screens. So say that's the start. You can have a pathway wherever, but the general gist should be that there is no backtracking unless the player does something wrong. So if you got a path that comes here, there should never be a path that goes down here. I'll use a different color. We use blue. So never down there. You can have multiple paths. So one that goes straight, one goes over here, one goes over here. Again, never backtracks down here. But if this path goes here, I'll switch it again. This area cannot be open. This area cannot be open. Obviously, if you make them come back to the main path on the same tile, then you can't make them backtrack over here unless there's an exit up here. So generally, you start here. Say you go this way, you then end up coming back onto this path through here, vice versa over here, or you go, you come back, and you end up back on the track. It's not a backtrack because you went over here and you came back. You're still in this tile, you're not going backwards in tiles. So, what about multiple exits? So say there's one exit over here, one exit over here. One's optional, one's main quest. So, if you go here, you can go here, here. That's fine. But say you have another one and it's over here. If you've made them come back to here, you see the exit, but this bit does not have anything, is just blank, and you can only go towards it, which makes pretty much this area can't be anything, and you have to go like this, which is pretty much the most basic way you can actually lay it out, and it requires no backtracking, no nothing. So let's say in a general game sense, it's not going to be straight up across, straight up across. Let's say the optimal path is this one, where you go over here, and your main exit's over here. Now, you would then, let's use this color, you would then not have this as an active tile. You would not allow this as an active tile, which means these two are out as well. And you can have an optional exit here. Now, if you wanted to optional exit over here, but rarely you put two exits in the same sort of area. So you got the exit, which can be here, here, optional exit, not the main quest obviously because it's over there, and optional here because you're not going to put it very close to the entrance either. But on top of that, if you still follow, we use green. Here is dead space. Here is dead space. And then if you want an area here, here is dead space. So here's exit, here's exit. So you are flowing the character through the areas and you're not backtracking at all because you pretty much need to turn around and run back to the start to actually cause the player to backtrack. The way the Path of Exile 2 is now, obviously way larger maps and all that, but in general, say you got a exit here, and sometimes in a couple of areas you got an exit here. The way it's laid out, here is free, here is free, here, 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 and here. So if it, and generally, here is blocked off, here is blocked off, and generally there's more blocking off and stuff. Usually here is blocked off, so you end up going, we use a different color, up here, over here, and then because the maps are so bigger, it looks a little weirder if you come down here, but you can. And then you got to backtrack back to over here. Say you go down here, and then you got to backtrack. There's usually a blockage here, so you go up here, you can't get through, so you backtrack. You come up here, you go here, that's not the door I want, oh, I can't go there, and you end up over here. And the optimal one is just boom, sometimes. But generally there's a bunch of blockage and you need to go woo 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 all the way home. As you can see, a lot messier drawing because there's a lot more backtracking, a lot more blockage, a lot more everything. Now, in general, if you look at the same sort of way and you knew where all the exits were and all the blockage, so we'll add another blockage here, add some blockage here, some over here and here. So if you just looked at it as a developer, you would go, okay, you come up here, you go there. Come here, you go there. Or swing up here, go there. So it looks, oh yeah, the characters can do that. If they come here, they'll know that there's no exit here. Obviously we don't, but general thought process. And then the way the real player goes, and we use, what haven't we used? The real player, because the areas are so large, you're coming over here, you're looking over here. Okay, I don't think anything's over here. Generally, you don't see this because it's a couple of screens away, so it's not on your map yet. You then come over here, look over here. Oh, I don't need that. Come up here, go over here, it's on your mini-map, and then it's like, oh, where's the other area? Oh, over here. So there is a lot more mandatory exploration than there needs to be, and you can fix it in a month because all you need to do is work out the optimal route, say, boom, how long does that take you? Every single area with no movement speed, armor, boots, no monsters or anything, you're just running through. and you work out that the areas are way too big, players are too small, and the flow of the areas are not good enough. Now, we'll get to another aspect, which is the skills. So if we go here and just should be able to just cover this whole thing in a solid. So in general, as soon as you're able to get the skill, you can then make the player have to increase the skill. But say you got a level 1 skill. Level 1 skill, because I want you to use combos, any 2 level 1 skills should clear all the content, not necessarily just one shot or anything like that, but clear all the content up until you can get gem level 2s. Gem level 2s should take you until gem level 3s, and any combination of gem level 2 and 1s should be able to clear content up to 3, and so on and so forth. This is any class, any character, any skill, which is not the case. So they need to go back and actually redo a lot of the skills and play on bare minimum characters, not cheaty characters that are developed for developers to test skills. Because way too many times they use characters that have gear, have this, have that, and it's not a true test of where the player actually is during the campaign and everything. A naked character, no gear, no nothing, just white gear. Any 2 combinations of the skill that you're able to ascertain the skill gem should be able to take out all whites. A skill that has a magic weapon should be able to take out all magic, with a combination of skills of where you're at plus the support gems. Not all the support gems filled, because you're not able to just stack your support gems all the time. And then obviously rare, you should be able to take out all rares with any 2 combinations of the skill fairly easily. And then the uniques, it's pretty much play the mechanics, you got the skill, damage, and blah blah blah, combo, 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 and you actually get the job done eventually. And that would take all of a month to actually fix the Path of Exile 2 game. So hopefully you understood all that. I tried to show it as simple as possible, but it might have been a little too simple in sort of explanation, because I have it in my head. I'm not sure if I put it down on the paper and vocally as efficiently as I would like. So let me know what you think, but I'll catch you next time in the next video. Goodbye.